Hi everyone, welcome to FinTech Academy. This is Hirsch. Today I want to show you how to activate and create purchase orders in QuickBooks Online. Alright, so let's get started with that. Why purchase orders? Before you receive inventory and pay the corresponding bills, it's a good idea to make sure that the shipments you receive match what you ordered. Remembering what you ordered is tougher when products and quantities vary. Most businesses address this problem by creating purchase orders for the inventory they buy. That way, when an order arrives, they can compare the shipment with the purchase order to confirm that the items and quantities are correct. You can create all the purchase orders you want without altering the balances in your income, expense, and asset accounts. Purchase orders don't appear in your profit and loss or balance sheet reports either. That's because purchase orders are known as non-posting transactions. No money changes hands for accounts, so there is nothing to post in your chart of accounts. In QuickBooks, the first posting for purchase inventory happens when you receive either the inventory or the bill. So purchase orders is a pretty safe transaction to enter. In case, let's say, many times, the organizations or the companies, they start this feature for whatever reason, if they think that they have not adequate manpower or they are still not ready to go through with their internal processes, they may give a pause to this process. But the good thing is, even if they do that, that's not going to impact anywhere on the financial statement. So of course, if you are all set to go, then it's an excellent feature to use because it's going to help you track down that what is ordered, and against that, when you receive the material, you will be able to make sure that yes, the quantities or the rate, whatever you have quoted, you have got as per that. So purchase orders, a great way of managing the vendor part, adding one more tool to that. I'll show you how to activate the purchase orders first of all. So let's swing in action in QuickBooks Online. Right guys, so we are right over here in QuickBooks Online, and let's go and access the purchase order. So to do that, we'll click on the plus on the top left, and as soon as we do that, in the category of suppliers, if I go down a little bit, I will be able to see purchase orders. So basically, if you are unable to see the purchase orders, or if you see purchase orders and there's an arrow pointing upwards, that means that the subscription that you are using that does not have purchase orders. You need to go for the higher subscription, and that's the one that will get you the purchase orders. But if you're able to see just like me, which is having purchase orders, you click on that like this over here, and right over here, if the purchase order is already active, it's going to tell us that it's all good. But if it's not, it gives a message, we are sorry, purchase orders is turned off, and you can turn it on by going to settings. So if I click on the settings right over here, then yes, I will be able to turn it on, which is one of the ways to do it. The traditional way is I come out of from here, I go to the gear icon, and on the left side I go to account and settings just below your company. And once I am in accounting settings, on the left I will be able to see there is something called expenses. So I click on expenses, and in that, purchase orders is right over here. Use purchase orders, I can click on that, the off thing, and it will allow me to turn it on. Or I can go on the extreme right, there is a pencil, I can click on that, and that will give me the option, use purchase orders. I'm going to turn that thing on like this. There you go, it's turned on. And then there is an option over here, custom transaction numbers. So basically, this is the one that will allow us to have our own numbering system. If you are okay by QuickBooks Online handling that, just turn this off. Your numbering is going to start from 1001. But if you want your own numbering, for example, let's say you want your company's initial suffix and then the number, or you want a year and then the number, whatever format, then you need to have this custom numbering turned on. there's a small question mark. If you click on that, it's going to tell you, lets you use your own numbering system. If left blank, purchase orders numbers are automatically assigned by QuickBooks. So I'm okay with that. I want to let it be on, and then I'm going to click on save. If you do want a default message to appear on all purchase orders, on all the purchase orders, you can put it over here, and it's going to show up on every single purchase order. For now, I'm going to click on save, and on the bottom right hand corner there is done, so I'm going to click on done. There you go, my purchase order feature is active. So how do I confirm? If I click on the plus over here, and if I go to purchase orders, now I should be able to go to the transaction of purchase orders right over here. All right, so we can start with the recording the purchase order over here. Okay, so first you need to give the supplier name. I can create a supplier over here, or I can select one from the existing list over here. Let's say if I want to add a new supplier like World cell place like this, I'm just going to type that in, and QuickBooks Online is going to tell me, did you want to add that? And I'm going to click on that. Yes, go ahead and add it. It's going to just quickly tell me that, did you want to go in the details? If I click on that, it's going to take me to the address and contact details and email address and all the stuff about that to put that in, which is of course very valuable. So if you are doing live, then if you do want to, then click on the plus, and as I'm doing just the tutorial, I'm just going to click on save like this, and it's going to be created over here. If I had mentioned the email address, it would have been popped up over here. The important thing is to see that by default the PO is open. There's a small little down arrow over here. The status of the PO currently is open. If you, for whatever reason, let's say you had created the PO and thereafter you decided that I want to do a forced close, and I just want to close it for whatever reason, then you can come back over here and change the status to close later on. Now if you receive the bill against that, and the quantity is matching, the PO will be marked closed automatically by QuickBooks thereafter, and of course you will be shown a link that this is the bill which is linked to the PO. So that's the first thing, supplier name. Right over here we have the details. What date are we going to put the PO? Let's say I want to put it on the 2nd of July over here. The PO number is because I have the manual numbering, I can put in, that's a FinTech Academy FA, and I want to start with 0001 like that. There you go. On the top it's going to update that, the numbering which I wanted. And if I go a little bit down, if I want to mention the ship via or the shipping address, which is already there, but yes, I could change all those stuff. Come a little bit down over here, this is where the real stuff is, right? So category details mean to say, if you want to let's say put a PO for an expense, you can certainly do that. Let's say you are giving out installation service to this particular vendor, and you want to place a PO on that. You can put over here your expense and then put in the amount and the tax code and all those stuff. For this example, I wish to purchase the product from this particular vendor, so I will go over here, and let's say I want to order this product one, and product one is, let's say I'm just going to mention over here advanced phones. I mean, you can give the name that you want, but let's say I'm just going to mention advanced phones, and it's going to show me that I have quantity on hand which is 8. I have quantity on PO which is 0. So let's say I'm going to place an order for 10 numbers over here like this. It's going to show me the rate which it has it automatically. When I created the item, probably I might have mentioned over there, or historically it has this rate, and that's what it's showing. I can change it if I want, but let's say I'm okay with that over here. HST is going to be added on top of that. The reason is because I have mentioned over here amounts are exclusive of tax. If I change this, and let's say someone says mine is inclusive, that means that now if you see the amount is over here and the tax portion is the one that is a part of that. That's a very important part. If most of your transactions are exclusive, you can let it be over here. If they are inclusive, you can change it whichever rate is, and if it is of course out of scope, you can select that. I'm gonna let it be exclusive for now. Okay, so there you go. So the subtotal is over here, the HST on top of that is shown, and this is the total amount. If I want to put a memo over here, certainly I can do that. If I want to attach anything, I can do that. For now, let's say I just want to click on save and close. Right, so what has happened is that my PO has been saved. The quickest and the easiest way to see the PO, I click on the search over here and I will be shown that the PO is right over here. So FA0001, that's my PO, which is shown and all the details. Let's say I want to have a look at the print of this or how it will look. So I'm going to click on this on the bottom. There's a print, right? It's going to pop up like this over here. I will be shown the preview, the name of the company, the logo, I have it over here, and the product that we ordered, the description, the quantity, and the details about that. So basically I can of course design the PO the way in which I want. This is kind of like a maybe design PO because the color is a little bit different, but anyways, for now this is how the PO can be put in. You can download it, you can print it, of course you can send it as well straight away. If I click on the small down arrow over here, if I put in the email address over here and click on save and send, it would be out to the vendor. All right, guys, so that's how the PO can be entered. Now, this is the PO which is for the inventory items, so the product, right? So if I go on the left over here, and if I go to expenses and click on suppliers, right, would I be able to see that PO over here? Of course, yes. So world sell place is right over here. The open balance is 0 because it's not going to impact anything. But if I click on that, I will be shown that there is a purchase order which is right over here. Well, if you see on the top right hand corner, it shows the open amount is 0, overdue is also 0 because purchase orders, they do not affect the balances, right, as they are also known as non-posting transactions. Right, so let's create one more PO. If I click on the plus over here, and let's say I go back to the purchase orders over here, and I'm going to create a vendor over here stating like world installation services, for example, and I click on as a new vendor I want to add. Click on save once again. I have the details over here, so I'm going to put this PO, let's say on the 5th of July. That is selected. The PO number is automatically incremented. That's a good thing over here, that the last digit is what will be incremented by QuickBooks for us. Now I want to create and send this PO for installation services, so I'm gonna if I don't have that kind of expense created over here, then I'm going to just add it over here, installation services, for example, and QuickBooks is going to ask me what is your account type. So I'm going to link it to there are different ones that you can select. If someone says it's going to be a COGS account, cost of goods sold, as it is one of my expenses or one of my costs which I would like to see above my gross profit, then that's what you should go for, so that you have the correct gross profit, or at least an accurate one which you can rely on. But if you think that it is going to be an indirect expense, mean to say below the gross profit and between the before the net profit, then you put it over here. So that is one of the things which is like designing your chart of accounts. I'm going to put it under cost of goods sold because I think it is one of the expenses which I would like to see it before my gross profit, as it is a part of the revenue that will be shown in the sales as well. So let's say I want to put it over there, and I'm going to put it under this part, which is other costs of services, like this installation services. I have it, which is a detail type. Now if someone wants to know what's the account type and detail type, I have another separate video on that can explain you that what is the difference between the two. All right, I'm going to go down a little bit, and let's say there is a sales tax component which is on there. I'm going to select HST, do save and close right over here. So I have that showing up, and I'm going to mention over here installation services for forms, let's put it that way, or activation, whatever it is, right? And let's say I have an amount of $5,000 over here, HST as a component, so it should show an amount on the top right hand, 5650, as well as on the bottom over here the same amount. I can click on the print. Let's say if I want to see the preview, right, and if I want to send this off to the vendor, how is it going to look? So it's going to show that that's a description I have, and that is the amount which will show and kicking in over here. All right, very good. So we have the PO on that as well. And the good thing is if you do want to add items and expenses together, you can also do that. Save and close once again. That will put in my second PO in. If I go on the left in the expenses and go to suppliers, I will be able to see over here World Installation Services, and there you go. That's where my PO is recorded. So that's how you can record the purchase orders in QuickBooks Online. First, we had a look at the activation and thereafter how to record the purchase orders. Alright guys, hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please like our video and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Also let me know in comments what would you like to see in future videos, i.e. Harsh, I want to see this video, or Harsh, can you make a video on this topic for accounting and bookkeeping, QuickBooks Desktop, QuickBooks Online, Microsoft Excel, Canadian Income Tax T1, Canadian Income Tax T2, or Canadian Payroll. Alternatively, you can visit us at fintechsolutions.ca for our courses. Thanks for watching.